Transport Fever tips. These are tips for the video game Transport Fever. Use the M and N keys to raise bridges over water or make tunnels underwater so buses can pass through. You can also use these keys to rotate buildings, and if you hold the shift key, they'll rotate in smaller increments. There is another way to build bridges and tunnels that's more accurate than the M and N key. You have to specify the train track at the station that the line will use. So if you have a station and there's 2 tracks, you can set it for track 1 or track 2. The game will automatically pick whatever it thinks is the best one. However, when the trains come in, they have to go to the track that's specified in the line. It has to be set in the line. The game will do it automatically. You can go and change it. The trains do not pick random tracks, so they'll always go to the same track in the station. Trains have to wait if the track is busy. So it's not true in all games, but in this game, if a track is busy, the train behind it has to wait. And you can fix it by using traffic lights. Some passengers want the fastest route, some want the cheapest route. So for that case, you want to have buses to move people and trains to move people and airplanes to move people, and the passengers will choose either cheapest or fastest. So you want to give them multiple choices. Electric trains can get stuck if you route them through a line that does not have an electric track, such as a cargo depot. As far as I know, the cargo depots don't have electric lines. I had a train that got stuck, and I couldn't figure out how to unstuck it. Everything I tried didn't work. I had to get rid of it. I had to send it back to the depot, which is funny because it had to go through the cargo depot in order to get to the place where it was stuck. I don't understand. You can change the color of a line by clicking on the horizontal bar of the line color and even categorize them by color. So if you click on a line, there's a bar going across which shows the color of the line. You click on that and you have a palette menu, and you can click on what color you want to change it to, and you can categorize them. For example, one city could be one color, or one type of cargo could be one color, etc. You can change the color of vehicles to match the color of the line. This is useful if you've got a depot that has lots of different lines going into it. So what I would do is on a yellow line, I would make the vehicles yellow, and then I could watch them come in. If you do not replace vehicles, they will become more expensive. Profits will decrease, and it will bankrupt you. And I know this because it bankrupted me, because I wasn't replacing vehicles. After hundreds of years of gameplay, they become very, very, very unprofitable. And I had to figure out a way how to make the money back, which I'll explain later. You can disable snapping using the shift key. So if you don't want it to snap to something, just hit the shift key, disabled. Train engines and wagons may have different top speeds. So if you have a train engine, a locomotive, and you've got a wagon, the top speed might be different, even if it's in the same train. You run low on money or go negative, send the unprofitable vehicles to the depot until you are profitable again. And the way you do it is on the lower left, there's a little icon that shows all of your lines, and you sort them based on how much money they're making. And you take the one that isn't making any money and you send them to the depot until you're profitable again. Longer trains would have lower running costs per ton or per wagon. So if you have a train with 8 cars versus a train with 20 cars, the one with 20 cars probably has lower running costs. I didn't test it, but in theory it should be true. For example, when you replace it, it's going to be cheaper to replace. Rename your train lines to identify the type of wagons. So for example, if I have a line that has stakes, then I would take the line number, and after it I would put the word stakes. And the one with passengers, afterwards I put the word passengers. So this way, if I want to add a vehicle to that line, I do a passenger train. There's 131 passengers. You know that that's the proper line to put that train on. It makes it a little bit easier. You get paid when you deliver passengers or cargo, not when you pick them up. You can view from the cockpit by clicking the small video camera icon in the vehicle's picture-in-picture display. So you know if you click on a vehicle, it pops up a little window that shows picture-in-picture what the vehicle is doing. When you hover over the image, in the lower left is a little video camera icon, and if you click on that, you can see the view from the cockpit as it drives around the map. Okay, so those are my tips for Transport Fever. I've got a few other tips and tutorials here at my discussion forum at cheapbooks.cc, and I am the owner of cheapbooks.com, which is a website for books and textbooks and book reviews. If you have any questions or comments, please post below.